What makes good chemistry with a partner?
Having a decent amount of things in common with somebody is a big thing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a very active person. I like to go to the gym and stuff. Scratch that. I don't like to go to the gym. I just don't want to be fat ever again. Okay, let's be real. But I do love to rollerblade. I love to go to the beach. Love to go for like long walks and stuff. So like that's really important to me as somebody who likes to be active. That kind of helps like with an in. Oh, is that our base to like have chemistry? Cool.
Yeah.
And if we can laugh together, that's like another big thing. There of course has to be some sort of physical attraction. If there isn't a physical attraction, sorry. And I think that goes both ways. It's not a matter of like I'm superficial or you're superficial. Like it's just human nature.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have some sort of going on when you look at somebody. Otherwise, it's like the well has ran dry, sir. This ain't gonna work.
What is the youngest that you would date?
The last guy I dated was younger than me, and I have never dated someone younger than me. He was 3 years younger than me, and that's the limit. That was the exception to the rule.
What is the oldest that you would date?
Well, let's see. One of my exes would be about 52, so 50. We'll shave off a couple years. We'll go 50. I'm in my mid-30s, so I think that that's fair. I know that sounds like so much, doesn't it? But I like classic rock and 80s stuff, so I have a lot in common with them when it comes to like interests.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm going to go see the Smashing Pumpkins next week. Do you have any idea how many people my own age have no idea who the Smashing Pumpkins are?
Wait, really? I know who the Smashing Pumpkins
okay,
are.
right?
And I'm younger
like,
than you. Well, not much.
flabbergasted.
But...
Yeah, I was flabbergasted. So I was like, bruh, like, pardon? Like, I don't think so.
Do you know who the Smashing Pumpkins are? Do you think it's more common that someone has cheated or hasn't cheated?
I'm going to say more common that someone has cheated.
I think the same.
That's so sad.
It is pretty sad.
I have been cheated on, but I have never cheated on someone else.
I've never cheated on anybody, and I don't think I've been cheated on.
Well, then you're one of the lucky few, sir.
I might be lucky.
Wait, I got a question for you. Do you think that it's more common that men cheat or women?
I think men cheat more.
Sadly, I agree.
And I can only say that because I Googled it and I saw statistics not too long ago.
No, did you like go down the rabbit hole further and figure out why people cheat, like why men cheat versus why women cheat?
No, but I do remember seeing in a podcast something about biologically men want to spread their seed, and like there's one pod dude I listened to where he talked about being in tribes, and men in tribes, like they needed to spread their seed to create sons and women or daughters to then help expand the tribe, and like you're more protected in numbers. So it's like you wanted to like continue your lineage, and then it all came down to like, for instance, the argument with how people aren't supposed to be monogamous is that back in those days, whatever female was like ready to breed, that was who the man had sex with in order to bear children. And like if that girl wasn't capable of giving him babies, then he went on to the next person. Like that's why a lot of men way back in the day would have babies with so many different women, because it was just all about spreading his seed and creating children and shit. How much that's true, I don't know. I feel like this like topic is so argued. And it's such a fascinating one.
It is. But now that you're mentioning it that way, I'm like, okay, that makes sense when you put it in those terms.
Yeah.
But I'm like, for men to still have the argument of like, well, we're supposed to spread our seed. But wait, what's the point now? We don't need tribes. We're not living in a society where we need tribes. You don't need like a tribe of people.
Well, that's where it goes back to like your biological makeup, like deep in your DNA, you still have all of that.
But we are now a civilized society. Well, for the most part, kind of, sort of. that can be loosely argued. So if we're living in a semi-civilized society now, right, and we abide by certain laws or rules or ethics, like, hey, if you molest a kid, we're not going to murder you, although we probably should. We're not going to, because we live in a civilized society that doesn't do that kind of shit, right? So
we should.
If we live within those boundaries, like, and we're conscious of that, and we all can agree on that, why can we not agree on the fact that, like, yo, bro, you probably shouldn't be like taking your dipper out of your zipper and sticking it in a bunch of people, because you no longer really need to, and you are hurting someone in the process. And ladies, don't spread your legs for other people that you're not in a relationship with, because it just ruins it for the rest of us that like want to have guys still feel like they can fall in love and be vulnerable. And I feel like women are so used to getting hurt or used or whatever that we're like, all right, cool, that sucks. I'm going to cry about it for a while, be depressed a little bit, gain 5 or 10 pounds, lose it, and then move on to the next person. Whereas a lot of guys, they hold on to that hurt and they hold on to being cheated on for so long that like it's hard for them to be in another relationship.
No, I totally agree. And I think still that like the whole DNA thing, like it's always gonna be there at the root of it. 'Cause that's why another podcast I was listening to, they were talking about how like they believe that people's fears of like bears, like they have an extreme fear of bear, like wolves or something like that, that it might be in their DNA where someone in their lineage died because of a bear or a wolf, and that trauma was like passed on through the DNA, and they don't know it like that. And then, but then it comes down to just also just being able to avoid temptation and staying strong and being committed, and the willpower. It's like someone who's able to have a rigorous routine with the gym and stay disciplined and stuff like that. It's like do that same type of thing needs to be put into that same energy, and that same discipline needs to be put into your relationship, where you can avoid the temptation. You're not going to eat the cupcakes, and you're not going to go bang that other girl.
I couldn't agree more. That was a great way to put it. Yeah, cupcakes sound good though.
Everybody loves cupcakes. Some donuts, ice cream. Ooh.